Hi, Miss Haney here. I'm going to show you how to write the equation of a line that passes through a point, and we'll do one that's parallel, and also we'll show you how to do one that's perpendicular. So the first thing you want to do if your equation is not in y equals mx plus b form, you want to switch it around so that it is. So we've got 5x plus 4y equals 24. We're trying to get y by itself, so the first thing we'll do is subtract 5x from both sides. And we're trying to make it look like y equals mx plus b. So those cancel, so now I've got 4y. So because we're trying to make it look like mx plus b, I'm going to put the negative 5x first. And then that's a positive 24. And we're trying to make it look like y equals, so the last step is going to be to divide 4 on both sides. So y equals negative 5 over 4x, and then 24 divided by 4 is 6. So those are equivalent equations. Now we want to know what's the equation of the line that passes through the point 8, negative 5 that's parallel. So we know that when lines are parallel, they have the same slope. So my new equation is going to have that same slope, but it's going to have a different y-intercept. So to figure out what the new y-intercept is going to be, I'm going to plug in the x and y values that are given to me and solve for b. So we're going to have negative 5, because that's our y value, equals negative 5 fourths, and then x is 8, and again plus b. We're looking for that new b value. So negative 5 fourths times 8 is actually negative 10. And again, we're trying to get b by itself here. So if I add 10 to both sides, we get that 5 equals b. So now we can write our final answer, which is the equation y equals negative 5 over 4x plus 5. So again, the negative 5 over 4 comes from us rewriting this equation, and the slope is the thing in front of x. If the lines are parallel, the slopes are the same. And then the 5 came from plugging in those two values that we were given and solving for a new b. Now I did want to also do the same problem, but if it had asked for a line that's perpendicular, we would do the same first step of figuring out what the equation looks like in y equals mx plus b form. But then when slopes are perpendicular, when lines are perpendicular, their slopes are opposite reciprocals. So my new equation is going to have a slope with a positive 4/5. So negative 5 fourths and a positive 4/5 are opposite reciprocal. It's opposite because one's negative and one's positive, and reciprocal means you flip the fraction over. So I know that my new equation is going to have that slope. I still need to find the b. So to do that, again, I would still plug in these numbers. So I would have a negative 5 equals 4/5 times 8, and then plus b. Now this is not going to come out as nicely because 8 is not divisible by 5. So really we're going to have 32/5, plus b equals negative 5. And then we'll subtract 32/5 on both sides. And I'm going to have to plug that in my calculator. Negative 5 minus 32/5. Not nice. Negative 57/5. So I don't think they would give you one. that has an answer. Oops, negative 57 fifths. So then our last step is to write our new equation. So we'd have y equals, with our perpendicular slope, which is that positive 4/5 x, and then minus, and then what our new b is. And I think it's not likely they would give you a b that's complicated of a fraction. But hope that makes sense. This is how to do it again. These are parallel to each other, and this would be perpendicular. So hope that makes sense. Email me if you have any other questions.